Happy Monday, Honors World Literature. It is I, Coach Hall, coming to you from quarantine. Kind of changing it up a little bit today. My kids are downstairs watching Austin and Ally. And it's not quite nap time yet for them. So I wanted to go ahead and get this video in so that I can eat lunch because I'm hungry. So it's important to be on a schedule. I wanted to talk to you guys today about chapter 34, but real quick before I do, you guys, we're going to start out today and tomorrow with chapters 35, 36, and 37. If you've read ahead a little bit, and some of you have, you know that 35 and 36 are pretty interesting. And was it 37 too? No, 36 is the big. 36 is a big chapter. 35 is interesting. 37 is as well. So kind of some interesting things coming up. You got to get the questions in for 35 through 37. I'm only from here on out putting in scores for those people that are turning in work, unless you've talked to me previously. If you were to look at the list of students in this class, right now, I'm pretty much accepting scores from Isaiah and Andrew, Sarah Day, Danilo, Q, Amber, Derek Jones, kind of, when he does stuff, Caleb Thomas, for sure. Caleb's done a good job, and Dada. That's pretty much it as far as people I'm interested in accepting scores from. I never heard from Muhammad or Alexis, so they're both out for now, unless they want to opt back in. Elise Dennington, I haven't heard from in months. Same with Anaya. Chase Hamilton, I haven't heard from in months. And when I say months, I mean 5 weeks. Sorry, over a month. And then Ashley Hansel, I never got anything from her either. So she was supposed to be an option B kid because I never got a response, but she hasn't turned in any work. So if you're one of those kids, get with me. If I've moved you out of the class by mistake, let me know. Coach, no, I want to turn in more work. I want to keep doing the lessons. That's fine. Totally fine. Just let me know. You can always be an option A kid and opt back in, by the way. Or you can always be an option A kid. Option A are the kids that are done, and continue to stick with the class if you want to. Yeah, so keep that in mind. Today we're going to talk about chapter 34. This is Lila and Rasheed, the conversation about Aziza. We could probably bookmark this page, or this chapter, as the chapter where Rasheed really kind of puts together that Aziza is not his kid. You got to wonder what would Rasheed, if pretend for a second, if Lila had had a son, if Lila had had a boy, would Rasheed have ever wondered that? I believe that Rasheed would have just let it go. It would have been like, yep, that's my son, definitely my son, and it's definitely not Tariq's son, and that's it. And he probably would have gone with that. But because it was a girl, he can kind of blame someone else. He starts to put two and two together. One of the most disgusting pages is page 246. The author, Hosseini, he does a really good job of just making Rasheed disgusting. He's shaving, top of 246, shaving a corn from his foot. Then moves on to pick at himself, okay, and then mentions brothers and sisters being weird with each other. Kind of wonder, does Rasheed have something going on from his own childhood? Again, we talk about that kind of miserable childhood that he probably had, Rasheed, and I don't know, man. Maybe there's a story there from his own background. And he just talks about Tariq so ugly here, trying to push Lila to react. And we see it in Lila a little bit. We see a little attitude from Lila, but for the most part, keeps her cool because she doesn't want to react. Because the more she reacts, the more it makes it seem like that Aziza is Tariq's daughter, which, by the way, she totally is, but we can't let Rasheed know that. So he's got to just go with it. Lila has some pajamas, some baby clothes. They're little girl clothes that she found in front of her door. Did Rasheed go and get her some girl clothes? No, Mariam put some of these clothes together from some of her pregnancies that she had had. Maybe some baby clothes that she had sewn. At least that's what she says. So Mariam, kind of a, hey, you know what? It's a girl. Girls, Aziza needs girl clothes. Interesting, okay? Very grandmotherly thing to do here, okay? Also mentions, oh yeah, well it was about 18 years ago, my first couple pregnancies, maybe my first or second pregnancies, about 18 or 19 years ago. Remember, Lila is about 15 here, I believe, if I remember correctly, maybe 15 or 16. Sorry, my hair is out of control. 15 or 16 here. So she ended up having, ended up having, I think 7 was the number, miscarriages total. I think it was 7. It may have been 8. I'm pretty sure it's 7 miscarriages. So if you do your math, there's a strong chance, numbers-wise, and I'm not saying that Lila is Mariam's kid. No, we've talked about that. It's not true. But there's a really good chance that Mariam and Lila, they kind of time up with that mother and daughter timeline. Lila could have been the same age as Mariam's child. As crazy as that seems. They're not that much different in age, but Mariam kind of taking on almost a grandmotherly thing here. And as you see here, they get closer. They're not quite mother-daughter, but we all see that's kind of where they're headed. They end the scene. Mariam is all nervous, but we have to clean up the house. We don't want to get in trouble for not cleaning up the house. And Lila's like, nah, man, we got to have some chai tea right now. And Mariam's like, okay. And they end up having a few cups of chai tea and just sitting and talking. And it's kind of a nice ending to the chapters, chapter 34. Mariam, this fleeting wordless exchange with Mariam, Lila knew that they were not enemies any longer. So we've gone from they are enemies to they're congenial to we're not enemies at all to and we're kind of heading in this very positive direction between Mariam and Lila, and I really like that. I like their relationship a lot. We do see here in chapter 34, it is confirmed that Lila is taking money from Rasheed slowly taking money from Rasheed in her plans to escape. She wondered what he would do if he knew that she was planning to run away next summer at the latest. So Lila is going to take Aziza and get out of there, and boy, we can't blame her. Now that she's had the baby, she's not pregnant any longer. She's been able to safely deliver this child. She's got to get out of there, man. Lila's got to get out of there. What complicates this, of course, now is that her and Mariam are going to become friends, sisters, almost like a mother-daughter situation here, and that makes things a little more difficult for Lila in regards to this escape, because we can't leave Mariam behind. A couple weeks ago, she would have gladly left Mariam behind because they were not really getting along, and now that is obviously improved. So read 35 and 36 and 37. Let me know what you think. We'll go over a couple of those chapters tomorrow. I'm really interested in getting into 36 with you, so maybe tomorrow we'll do 35 and 36. And for those of you still watching the videos, for those of you still turning in the assignments, I really appreciate it. I won't lie to you, man. I mean, you know, since we're here, since I already got this open and I'm already communicating with you, I mean, I've been, I don't know if depressed is the right word, but I've been a little bummed out about this. Your teacher here is getting a little sad. I'm sure you guys are just thrilled with not having to do as much work, especially being an honors class. But man, you know, I'm you know, a little dejected about the way this all ended. I think right now I'm teaching total, second and third block total. I think there's 4 kids total, 4 seniors that I'm still doing stuff for, you know, and people are just abandoning ship, and I've been kind of dejected about that. So those of you that are still doing it, I really appreciate it. Those of you that have made it this far in the video, I appreciate that you're here. I appreciate that you're watching. And yeah, just remember, it's not super easy for your teachers either. I know you're sad about at least not being around your friends and stuff every day, but you know, we're going through stuff too. So I don't know, something to keep in mind. Miss you guys, obviously, and I hope we can see each other again soon. So happy Monday, right? Back to it tomorrow. See you then.